There's a motion and a second to approve the minutes as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We have the Superintendent's Report. It's all you, brother.
Well, we had a pretty big week. There's a bunch of stuff I did, but nothing as important as the Mississippi Department of Education's announcement earlier this week on Tuesday. We actually got invited to a reception that was thrown for us, and the sponsors for that event was the mayor, Mayor George Flaggs, Harley Caldwell, and it was housed at the Duff Green Mansion. Shelley Tingle and the Chamber of Commerce sponsored that. So it was a neat opportunity for us to go in and have the community kind of celebrate us for a little bit. And when we talk about how we got to where we are, and the official rating was made official this morning at the Mississippi Department of Ed, so it is final with no wiggles. We are a B-rated school district. And that is incredibly exciting for us. We know that this did not occur in a year, didn't occur in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, even 6 years. Like I told that group, I wasn't shocked, to be honest with you, because in 2019 our benchmark data showed us in December that we were about 8 points shy of a B rating then. So for 2 years we did not get a rating from the Mississippi Department of Education, so it was nice to be back in the saddle of normal and get the opportunity to demonstrate what we've done. I do want to, if the board doesn't mind, I would like to bring up some facts about what we've done, and this board has directed us in their vision to accomplish. The district's accountability rating increased from 2022 from a D rating in 2019 to a B rating in 2022. There are 3 schools that earned an A rating, and 9 schools increased their rating from 2019. One of the important facts, and we didn't have the data at the time or it would have been in this fact sheet, River City Early College High School program, their scores go back to Vicksburg High and Warren Central in the structure of our early college. However, because they are a school of innovation, we do have to report their data separately as an individual school. As an individual school, their aggregate score based on the same methodology that the Mississippi Department of Ed has rates them at a 867.7. The reason that's significant is because the highest performing school in the state of Mississippi is an 849. So if River City Early College was its own entity, it would be the highest performing school in the state of Mississippi. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. The number of pre-K classrooms, if y'all remember when we started establishing what we needed to do, this board was brave and decided we needed everybody to be able to send their children that lived in our county to a pre-K, and we moved from 4 of those to 17. The students that are graduating last year in 2022, the highest graduation rate we've ever had, and a 4-year graduation rate of 89%, which is above the national average and the state average. In the 2021-22 school year, those students in the district engaged in courses leading to 6,915 semester hours of college credit, which represented a saving in tuition of over $6 million. The seniors of the 2022 class earned 5,928 semester hours throughout their 4 years of college, high school and college, and that saved over $5 million for their families. In the last 3 years, the VWSD students all together have earned 21,063 college credit hours at no cost to the families, but the board and Hinds Community College have a memorandum along with Alcorn State University, Mississippi State, and William Carey, and that is a grand total of $16 million worth of savings to our families through tuition. In 2020, since 2020, we've had 80 students in our district graduate with associate's degrees from college at the same time that they graduated from high school. Don't know of anybody else that can say that. 130 students graduated from RCEC since its inception in 2016, with the first cohort graduating in 2020. We have 28 businesses that have signed formal business partnership agreements. Now we've got some loose commitments and partnerships that existed before that, but the board approved a methodology for us establishing what a signed business partner is. We have 28 of those. In 2021, 60 students earned industry certifications such as CPR, forklift, AutoCAD, NCCER, and more. 6 Vicksburg Warren school districts have earned the Lighthouse status from Franklin Covey, which is a part of the Leader in Me initiative, which is their highest caliber of designation for the Leader in Me program. We had the first high school in the world, which was River City Early College in their designation, 4 elementaries and 1 middle school, and the middle school was the first in a 4-state region, and that's pretty impressive too. The community invested heavily in infrastructure into our buildings to support the transformation, the inside of our academy model at our high school and our other sites, so all 16 sites, raising over $83 million in bond issue and funding $143 million worth of improvements. And those are easy to see. We had someone that used to work in the district a few years back that visited us and was blown away at the transformation of the facilities. Every high school student is in an academy, which has an exit strategy. And with our exit strategies, we want our students to exit with one of those 4. 1, we want them to be enlisted in one of the branches of the armed forces. We want them to be an entrepreneur, because it's okay to work for yourself. We want them to be enrolled in a post-secondary institution, or we want them to be employed with credentials that they earn with us so that they can be ready for life after high school. We're the only designated for next generation learning community in Mississippi. The district has provided a device for every student and teacher in the district since 2017, which was a couple years pre-COVID. You know, a lot of folks got their devices when that hit. You were ahead of the curve, and we've been a Google reference district since 2018. In 2022, our 3rd grade reading scores surpassed pre-pandemic levels with a 92.7% student pass rate of a 3 or higher on the 3rd grade reading gate. The Vicksburg Warren School District serves approximately 7,000 students in 16 schools, and we have pre-K through post-secondary. We also have 14 adults that have earned their high school diploma through an adult diploma. Of course, you know, that doesn't count because not everything that counts is counted. And we also have a program that's called Project Search, where our students who have a disability that cannot allow them to graduate with a traditional high school diploma from the Mississippi Department of Education, they have a separate graduation ceremony and they're able to do job-alike work, and that partnership is done through our local hospital. These are some of the things, and to me, just like I explained to the group that we spoke to, we love the bee, don't get me wrong. We're very proud of it. It was a lot of hard work. Teachers broke their back to do lots of extra work outside of the classroom, after school, during their summertime, away from their family to make that happen. Our administrators, all of our support staff, everybody that gets our kids here in a safe environment, all of that goes into play. That bee is a marker for where we're headed next. It's along the road of the next step for us. So as excited as we are for the bee, we're not stopping, and we'll continue to grow and progress just like we have over the last 9 years. We have increased performance each one of those years, and we expect to continue to do that. So I'm very proud of this particular board. They did a lot of things that were out of the box, a lot of support in some areas with a lot of faith and trust that it was working, not on me, in my opinion, but based on what research says will work. And I applaud them for the barely outside of volunteer pay they get, but I appreciate all their hard work and all the time and energy they've given to make sure this has occurred. So thank you. We're excited as a district, and we're moving forward. A couple of other things, and Dr. McGee, if you don't mind, we have a couple of resolutions that I would like for you to read.
Mr. Superintendent, may I just, before you do that,
Sure.
may I add on to your report, please?
Certainly.
I just, and I know you just happened to, you had so much going on, you just forgot about it. But Vicksburg High is a national blue ribbon school.
Yep.
And what that means is it is recognized by MDE, the Mississippi Department of Education, and the U.S. Department of Education. So they are a lighthouse school, and what happens, in a nutshell, the chief state school officer gets to select 4 schools annually, and they have to be like a third disadvantage to be nominated, the school that is. And Vicksburg High achieved what they call an achievement gap closing. So with that, they will have a lighthouse, or a blue house, I should say, not for Jackson State, but we'll have a blue house on their campus also. So Leader and me, we have 6 lighthouse, and we have 1 blue house, which is going to be a blue ribbon school that's recognized by MDE.
Yep.
Thank you.
And we also, later on in the agenda, there is the approval of that award, and it will be in Florida. I know that some of the board members are going to accept that. We can't wait to bring the accolades back and acknowledge the work that has happened. And those of you that have not visited Vicksburg High School lately, there's this mindset of a long time ago. There was this pride, and for some reason that pride had taken a stumble for a bit, but Dr. Highland and her staff have re-engaged that in such a way that it doesn't even feel like the same place. I've never been there that there isn't learning going on. Jim actually participated in the review. They had a whole review panel that came in, and they put us through the ringer with a lot of questions for hours. We had community members that participated, and there was a wonderful celebration the day that we found out. So we can't wait to get officially awarded, and we will be bringing that back for sure. We've got 2 resolutions. Doc, do you have them both? I've got one up here.
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay. If you wouldn't mind, would you please read those for us?
Yes, sir. Resolution. The Board of Trustees of the Vicksburg Warren School District, in an effort to honor and memorialize a dedicated teacher and contributor to the children of Warren County, does hereby agree to adopt the following resolution. Whereas Arthur Lamar Powell departed this life on August 25th, 2022. Whereas Mr. Powell served and inspired the students in Warren County as a teacher and teacher's assistant at the Grove Street Alternative School, Academy of Innovation, and Bovina Elementary School. Whereas Mr. Powell was a musician who shared his musical gifts and passion for playing the guitar with many through his work at Michael's Music. Whereas Arthur Lamarck Powell was a loving husband to his wife, Linda Powell, and a dedicated father and devoted grandfather. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Vicksburg Warren School District hereby honors the life and work of Arthur Lamarck Powell and recognizes with great appreciation his contributions to the students of the Vicksburg Warren School District and the community. Further, that this resolution be presented to his family. Further, that this resolution be made a part of the minutes of the Vicksburg Warren School District, so ordered on this 29th day of September 2022.
And we would need a motion for this particular resolution before we
I
move
make
on to
a
the next one.
motion, we approve the Arthur Lamar Powell resolution.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the Arthur Powell resolution, and I will add that that was one of the greatest men I've ever known in my life. Played music with him for 30 years. I've got a motion. Can I get a motion and a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution. The Board of Trustees of the Vicksburg Warren School District, in an effort to honor and memorialize a dedicated employee and contributor to the children of Warren County, does hereby agree to adopt the following resolution. Whereas Ms. Mary Elizabeth Griggs departed this life on September 3rd, 2022. Whereas Ms. Griggs, known as Ms. Mary to her colleagues and students, fed generations of public school students in Warren County at Warren Central Junior High School, where she held several positions in the cafeteria before advancing to serve as lead baker. Whereas Ms. Griggs was a quiet leader who served for 40 years in the district and who led by example and completed every task with great dignity and pride. Whereas Ms. Elizabeth Griggs was a devoted mother to her daughter, Joanna Griggs, Sampson Jones, and loving grandmother, great-grandmother, sister, aunt, and friend. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Vicksburg Warren School District hereby honors the life and the work of Mary Elizabeth Griggs and recognizes with great appreciation her contributions to the students of the Vicksburg Warren School District and to the community. Further, that this resolution be presented to her family. Further, that this resolution be made a part of the minutes of the Vicksburg Warren School District. So ordered this 29th day of September 2022.
Sound good?
I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to make a motion that we accept the presentation of Ms. Mary Elizabeth Griggs.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to accept the resolution for Miss Mary Elizabeth Griggs. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Dr. McGee.
Been stated, a place is only as good as the people in it, and these were two wonderful people that served our babies for a long time, and we appreciate them and honor them in this way, and thank y'all so much for that resolution. Get my glasses back on.
Join the crowd.
I know,
You have to
right?
wear those more often now, I think. Is that a sign of something?
Say that again?
You wearing them more
Oh,
often?
you need hair next
No,
too.
I have to have them if it's under 2 feet. We have a request to appear from the board during public participation. Medgar and Angela Scott Foundation. Do we have a representative here? Yes. All right. Well, you can come to the mic at this point.
Thank you. I'd like to thank you all for the opportunity to be here today. My name is Carla Sullivan Sanders, and my background includes that of a social worker, educator, and currently I am the executive director of the Medgar and Angela Scott Foundation. We have a community life center located on Sherman Avenue across from the Coke Water District. And basically, my purpose in being here today is to see if I can form some sort of collaboration and partnership with the Vicksburg Warren School District. I would like to briefly share with you the resources and programs we have daily at our center. We have been in operations only since April, which has been 5 months, and in those 5 months, we've served over 1,300 to 1,400 people in our center with tutoring skills, life skills, literacy skills, planned, and we've implemented events that we've carried out, workshops, and more. We also have a senior citizen program on Tuesdays and Thursdays for those that are 60 and older, between the hours of 10 and 2. We have an after-school program that we offer Monday through Friday, between the hours of 3 and 5, from pre-K to 12th grade. We did a STEM program this summer for 8 weeks, and we offered an adult literacy program where we would love to work with the parents, and we have worked with parents and students of the Vicksburg Warren School District here, offering adult literacy skills for literacy programs, job skills, resume writing, business writing, okay? Again, we did offer an ACT prep workshop yesterday. And what we're doing those on your 63% days. We're having students to sign up online, and they come to our center. We have certified teachers that we have hired to participate and to teach those students. Yesterday, we probably had over 20 of your students in our workshop, and they really loved it. They actually want more of it. So what we're wanting to do is to partner with you all, collaborate in some effort to assist you all. Not to reinvent the wheel, but we want to be here. We want everyone to know we are in the community, and we're here to partner with you all, and just to be here to let you know, okay? I would love for you all to come, 2710 Sherman Avenue, see our facility. It's a pretty nice facility that we, upgraded, state-of-the-art, and our students and the seniors that come in the building each day love it. So I would hope that you all come by, take a tour, and see what we have to offer.
You're right next door to the NRCS building, the Soil Conservation Building?
Yes,
Okay.
we are right across from the Coke and Water District.
Well, you're fortunate, the board has hired a full-time employee that does nothing but establish partnerships. So
Oh, wow.
Dr. Prentice McLean, I will have him reach out to you.
Thank you so
And we can begin
much.
the conversation on what that takes, for sure.
Thank you so much. We
Absolutely.
have so many parents who are calling us wanting the one-on-one tutoring skills and preparation to ACT skills that we offer. But of course, our after-school program is only $50 a week, and that's for 3 hours a day. You can break it down to $3.33 an hour, okay? I mean, you can't really get that anywhere, but this is what we do. I'm a former educator, social worker, leader, trainer, and this is what I love to do. I am also a product of Warren, the school district here. I graduated from Warren Central High in '86. I moved away, and I'm back. I'm running the center, and I love being back home.
Well, welcome back to Vicksburg.
Thank you so
And I
much.
like to- I've been there, and
Yes, you have.
I'm blown away. It's beautiful. It's a whole lot of learning going on.
Yes, it is.
Well,
It is.
Medgar and Angela both were Warren Central.
Graduated from
graduates.
Warren Central as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
I graduated with Medgar. Great guy.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you
Yep.
know the history behind
Yep,
us.
I do, very well.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so
Thank
much.
you very
for the
much.
Absolutely,
opportunity.
thanks for being
Okay,
with us tonight.
thank you.
And that will conclude my update. And Sally, I know it was long, but I thought it was definitely appropriate to mention.
It's Kimball's meeting tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna run everybody out of here with their breath. So, Mark, will you come on up? We'll have our, bond updates.
Good evening, everybody. It's been a couple months, I guess, since I've been here. And congratulations on the B. I know you're happy and proud, and something to celebrate. You should have your reports in front of you. Again, I won't bore you and try to read through it, but I will just hit some of the highlights and jump around, not necessarily in the order in which it's written. At Vicksburg High, I know we've said this a couple of months, but we really are closing in on getting that job finally complete. There are a couple more mechanical issues that popped up. They're supposed to have been corrected, and we'll have that checked out by our engineer next week on Tuesday. The electrical stuff's been done and checked out, and we will have our 1-year warranty inspection hopefully next week sometime and create that list of warranty items that need to be addressed.
Whatever happened about the curb there? We fixed that curb out front, the water issue? We
By
had
the
a drain,
construction trailer,
yeah.
Oh, no, I thought we were,
I mean, are you gonna put curb back in there, or are we just gonna leave that eyesore there? What is the,
I didn't think we had decided what.
I don't think we have either, that's why we're asking. We had talked about trying to tilt the boxes, but I think that's an impossible thing.
Yeah, we could get the curb, but then you should cut off access to that area down there.
You know, can we revisit that with Richard, maybe get another,
Yeah.
if he turns the curb in and can maybe make it to where a car can actually turn in there without bottoming out, that may be acceptable, but right now you can't even use it for access because whatever turns that in there is gonna bottom out.
But you have to have that lip there to stop the water.
Right.
Yeah,
So it's kind of a catch-22, but if there's anything we could do, if we put a grate drain down through there or something to catch the water and throw it on down the road,
I'll call Richard.
Yeah.
We'll get him back out there.
thank you.
Academy of Innovation, they did the 1-year warranty inspection on that, identified those issues, turned that over to the contractor, and I believe Briggs and them are still working through some issues there, may have some movement. Bomar's substantially complete, has been, and they're working through the acceptance of the paint with the archives and history. Not much to report at Bovine and Beechwood. So that leaves me at Warren Central. Since we last met, we did have our meeting with the surety and the contractor. We have received the first draft of their schedule. We reviewed it, had some comments, sent it back. I received the critical path schedule with the comments addressed. I think it was Tuesday. I have not reviewed that completely yet. I'll do that and get back to them with those comments. I guess some of the more significant things too, since we met, the steel has arrived. They've started erecting steel, making progress there. The Paralam, the laminated wood beams have arrived. They've been there a while. You may start seeing those start going up maybe in the next week or two as well. So making good progress there. And that's really just about it, unless you have any questions. Don't have any action items for you tonight.
Well, we had brought up earlier in an earlier conversation, this is for the public, not for you, but about all the laydown items that are going on at Warren Central. It looks like the contractor's taking over a lot more space that we'd asked them to evacuate for parking and aesthetics and all that other stuff. But to give you a level of understanding, when they lay all this steel out, they need to lay it somewhere to put it all together. We call it two-holing it and getting all this stuff put together where they can kind of see how it all goes together. Then they get it up out of the way. Well, they have to have that laydown area to do that. So they're occupying more of the band practice field, which we hate. but they are occupying a little bit more of that to do some of this lay down, and we just ask the public to be patient. We are on that every week.
Multiple times a week,
Multiple times a week,
Yeah.
I get phone calls
So,
and
yeah,
I relay the messages.
We're on
believe it or
that
not.
pretty robustly, and we hate for other schools to come in for football games and see all the mess, but right now we're in that situation. We can't do anything but patiently wait, and hopefully they get through pretty quick. Anyway, any other questions on the bond updates? Y'all good? Thank you very much, Mark. Have a
Thank you,
good,
Mark.
safe
See you next
trip
time.
driving home. Okay, we'll go to G1, financial report.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Financial report, the statement of cash flow. The ending fund balance on the statement of revenues and expenses does reconcile to the ending cash flow report balance for August. As of August, the estimated district fund balance is $23,871,172.68. We do continue to monitor the expenses on a monthly basis as we still prepare for our closeout and cleanup for our general ledger. For MAEP collections, the appropriation for August was $2,353,446, which we should see that trend consistent throughout the year. As you know, that July was smaller, and that's been the trend from year to year. But we do consider or will maintain this $2,000,003. If anything else, if anything else fails, we don't know, but we will continue to get the $2,353,446 throughout the year. For our casino revenue, we did receive our revenue on time. The July revenue received in August totaled $54,516.90. And we did receive our August casino revenue that will be reflected on October report. And that amount totals $59,243.45. And that concludes my report.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
on the fund balance, and of course, I call it the cash stabilization fund, but they're the same, one and the same. Of the $23 million plus that we have, are we as a board could spend every dime of that, like tonight, if we wanted to?
No.
Okay, and what is that reason?
I mean, there is appropriation for fiscal year '23 that we have allotted in terms of our budget. So, and we do have a fund balance, that we want to maintain. I won't say that it will be at the 23, but, we are monitoring those expenses to make sure that we stay in line with what we budgeted for '23.
Used to be a 7% mandate.
Yeah, kept the
We want to
7%.
keep it at 10% for
Right.
the ratings issues. Technically, you could adjust the budget because it's y'all's money. I mean, if that's what you wanted to do, now it would put us in a real tough spot, but it's y'all's money, yes.
Right, okay. No, I guess what I was asking was, I just want to make sure I'm clear, because I've been under the impression of a different booger here, so I want to make sure I'm fully and clearly, I can understand what's going on.
Sure.
So it's no other money besides, Fed money, anything like that? It's just,
Well, I will say for district, this is district funds now.
Right, that's what I'm asking.
So we do have some federal in there that we're going to get reimbursed for.
okay, but we can't use Fed money, is that correct, for the district?
No.
Okay, so, now you're getting to my point. Okay, I just want to make sure. I thought I understood it that way.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Sturgis. All right, so we'll go to, we'll need to receive the financial report on G1.
I
One
make a
member will please do that.
motion, we accept the financial report.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to accept the financial report. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. And let's go to G3.
Okay. For the workers' comp renewal, you have the information in your packet. We do, from year to year, there is an assessment that's done to make sure that we get the best for our funds. And we are switching back to Berkeley. There's a $70,000 savings there, so we will be doing that, and we'll start that that policy October 1. So we need your approval on the switch.
So it's basically the same cover, or same,
It's the same coverage, yes. The previous policy, they were not able to maintain. They had a high turnover rate, and they were not able to give us that same rate, but Berkeley was able to do so.
And that's an annual savings of 70,000?
That's correct, yes. And we do renew that policy, from year to year, or check the assessment to make sure that we are getting our savings from year to year.
so since we're getting these savings, back to points Mr. Sturgis was making earlier, we budgeted for the current year at the higher rate?
We did, but we want to keep those savings for
Oh, but I'm just saying,
future.
so we
Yes,
are gonna
Sure.
still reap the benefit of the 70,000. At the end of the year, we should hopefully have that left over and still.
Sure, that's, will be a savings for that particular, yes.
Okay.
Policy.
Make a motion that we approve, or, the workman's compensation renewal.
Okay, I got a motion, can I get a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second to accept the workman's comp renewal. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. And let's go to G4, Ms. Lewis.
Okay, the FY '22, that's the amended budget that we do every year. Last year was the '21 budget. This is, it's prepared for MDE, so we have to submit this by October 15th. So we needed to get that approved for the fiscal '22 year at this board meeting, so.
Are there any questions concerning the amended FY '22 budget? Seeing there's none, can I get one of the members to make a motion to accept that?
I make a motion, we accept the amended budget presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the FY '22 amended budget as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Ms. Lewis, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so let's go ahead with we're kind of in a pickle here, so we're going to, let's go ahead and do the H items, all the proposed consent agenda items, and let's see how many get pulled, and then we'll have a conversation about whether we want to kick this can down the road for an hour or so. Anyone have any items that they would like to pull?
I need to pull H9, please.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
would you pull, and I think we're going to have to stop because I have quite a few here.
Sure, go for it.
H1, 11, 16, 19, 20, 24, 25, 27, 30.
24, 25, 27, and 30.
Yes, sir.
All right, are there any I items? If not, does any other member want to pull anything?
And J is also consent.
Yeah, items in J or in I. Mr. Sturgis, you think you can blow through yours in 10 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
let's rock and roll then.
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda with the exclusions, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, H1,
H9.
9, 11, 16, 7, no, excuse me, not 17, 19, 20, 24, 25, 27,
And 30.
and 30, excuse me. 17 was not.
Correct. Okay, so there is a motion on the floor to accept all the consent agenda items with the exception of H1, H9, H11, H16, H19, H20, H24, H25, H27, and H30.
Second.
I've got a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Mr. Sturgis, H1.
Yes, sir. I think I just have one on it. On this PA system,
Which page, John?
at Beechwood,
H1.
at Beechwood, I'm sorry, it's on the capital asset, new acquisitions.
Gotcha, I'm with you.
Yeah, number 2. is that a full PA system, or is it like a bullhorn, or? Because I thought we were supposed to get a PA system at
No, I
all.
think it's one of those portable ones that you got like a speaker on a pole and they tear it to functions, set it up, take it down, if I'm not mistaken. Is that
Okay.
right?
Like when the kids
You
are
think-
performing and,
Okay.
yeah,
okay.
this would not interact with the
The
intercom
yeah, yeah, yeah.
system. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
No.
okay.
And Mr. Sturgis, for that, knowing this type of stuff very well, for that amount of money, it's not gonna be
I was
much.
fixing to say, I wish we could get it for $7.99.
It won't be much to it.
I just want to make sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that we approve H1, please.
Second.
Have a motion to approve H1, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. H9, Ms. Sally?
Yeah, I don't actually have the detailed paper in front of me, my computer is acting up. But when I was looking at each one of these people that want to use the facilities for free, they all want them on Sundays, they want to use the auditorium. My question is, there are 3 of them, and they kind of all want to use all the same stuff all the time, is how does that work when kids are having theater practice, or when there's actually a theater going on, or when there's band concerts? And we just seem to be getting a lot of
Those-
people that want to use our facilities for free, and
It's the free part that they're asking you for.
Right.
There are people that use our facilities, and the policies that y'all have in place require the principal to oversee it, to make sure that it's not going to conflict with anything. And those people
Our
pay.
functions get priority over.
Yeah, there are no
Right.
functions during that function, or the principal wouldn't have approved it.
Okay.
But my issue is the policy requires anyone who doesn't pay to be approved by y'all. So what y'all will be asked to do by these entities would be to waive the fee, which is what the request is. And if y'all don't want to waive the fee, the only option they have is to pay the fee.
Mr. Superintendent, may I just add on and
Yes, sir.
to you, please? On these fraternal and sorority organizations, of course, everyone is invited to participate. When I say that, it's the kids of the Vicksburg Warren School District and anybody else, but basically, it is our kids. And we have the leader in me that's doing well in school. But these fraternities and sororities mentor our young men, our young ladies, to make them viable in the world today. So these are, if you want to call it a Cub Scout, Boy Scout, now they're higher than that, but this is the type of organization it is. It mentors them and teach them how to hold a fork, how to hold a knife, how to set a table. And so these are the things they are doing. And of course, Alpha started all of this. And without Alpha Phi Alpha, none of this would be possible.
I believe we have one of these on this board.
But all joking aside, Miss Bullitt, they are not doing just hoorah. Your kid and my kid was a cheerleader, but they're not doing that. They are actually teaching them how to be young men and young women.
And so these particular functions are interacting with the children.
Yes, sir.
This is not just some fraternity wanting to use our facility for their purpose.
Correct.
We got you.
And if I could tag on the end of it, it's just investment.
Sure.
In our community with our stakeholders. I mean, when you got something nice and you moving ahead, you gonna have more people want to be a part of that. And as long as it's for our kids.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Can I make one, I think this is great, the only thing I noticed though, the approval looks like we're approving it indefinitely, so can we set it to?
It's a year on if you go to the
I'm
Delta
looking
Sigma
at the
Theta
Kappa
sorority.
Alpha Psi one.
But yeah, it's a year up until, I think, because Dr. Highland is a Delta herself, if I'm correct.
Can we just make sure they all are, because this one doesn't, I don't see it on, the others might, but what I'm reading here,
But yeah, a year to year would be perfect. I have
contingent on
no,
yeah, I
the
mean, just
school
to
year?
do
yeah, school year, I have no problem with
Why don't
that.
you just approve them for the rest of the school year?
Yeah, for the rest
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
school
that's
year,
perfect.
for next year, they come in the summer again, ask for approval, so we're not doing it indefinitely.
I have no problem with that, Mr. Pratt.
Well, then I make a motion, any other questions? Make a motion, we approve the use,
H9.
H9, with the stipulation that this approval is through the school year, ending at the end of the school year. If they need to pass that, they would need to.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to accept H9 as presented with the amendment that it is only for this school year. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, at this time, gentlemen, I think we're going to have to, I need to hear a motion to go into closed session to set the agenda for an executive session. The reason we're doing this, and I hate these people sitting out here, our attorney has a previous obligation that we have to go to, but we have to have an executive session for something to happen. So we're going to have to kind of wind this down for a minute. We will come out of that executive session back into open session to complete our agenda items. So it shouldn't take long. I'm not sure where everybody can go sit while we're doing this, but we'll try to make it as fast as we can. Y'all cool with that? All right, so I need a motion to go into.
I make a motion, we go into closed session to determine the agenda for executive session.
Second, Sturgis.
All right, got a second to go into closed session to set the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.